Welcome back to the build series of the 97 Revival. With the rope now anchored, the next step was mounting the new worn ZEON XC in the ARB Bullbar. For this, I staged the winch, the rope, factor 55 offset fair lead, and of course the ultra hook, which we won't need until the bumper is on the rig. I started by placing the offset fair lead on the outside of the bumper, then I fed the rope's metal thimble through the fair lead opening in the bull bar and through the fair lead itself, guiding the rope all the way through so everything was prepped for the winch install. Now, when I ordered the bumper, I also picked up the ARB winch spacer kit, part number 3500050. That kit comes with instructions, 4 spacers, a control pack bracket, and mounting hardware. For this install, I only needed 2 of the 8mm spacers. Unlike other bumpers, the ARB Bull Bar for the 80 series requires the winch to mount feet forward, not feet down. The issue is that when you place the ZEON XC against the mounting surface, the ribs on the gear train side contact the front plate, which prevent the winch from sitting flush. So adding a single 8mm spacer under each mounting feet gives it just enough clearance to solve that problem. From there, it was time to mount the winch. The winch comes with its own hardware, which are M10 by 1.5 by 35mm bolts and matching nuts. But because I had to go through the bumper, fair lead, the spacers, the winch feet, and the nut, I had to go with longer fasteners. So I used M10 by 1.5 by 50mm bolts for the top 2, and M10 by 1.5 by 70mm bolts for the bottom 2, along with matching flat washers and spring washers. Since I was doing this solo, I started by placing the lower bolts through the fair lead and bumper, then setting the spacers on top. Learning from experience, I taped the nuts into the bottom winch feet first so they wouldn't fall out while I lifted the winch into place. Then I carefully worked the winch into position, making sure the lower bolts landed in the feet. Once it was supported, I installed the top right nut, fed the top bolt through, and hand tightened it. Then I repeated the same process on the top left side. With the top bolt started, I moved underneath and slowly tightened the lower bolts one side at a time. Once the winch was fully supported, I adjusted its position, checked that the spacers were sitting straight, and tightened everything down evenly. Finally, I went back with a torque wrench and tightened all 4 mounting bolts to 45 Nm just like the instructions call for. I then went ahead and adjusted the ARB badge on the bumper since it was placed below its correct location. After some finesse, I got it where it was meant to be, and just like that, the worn ZEON XC was fully mounted to the ARB Bull Bar and ready to go on steeling. Thanks for watching, and hit that follow button to keep the build rolling.